Whew. Oh, this hair. All right. Here we are. Oh, shit. All right. On a Sunday. On a Sunday. Let me see who's up in the chats. Happy Sunday, Miss Yvette. Happy Sunday. This one is on you, my love. This one is on you, my love. I want people to know that I called up Miss Yvette and I was like, girl, this week wore me out. This week wore me out. I'm tapped. I'm tapped. I don't know what to talk about. And she gave me so tonight's little live is brought to you by your moderator, Miss Yvette Esparza. She's got a birthday coming this week. So give her a happy birthday, guys, in the chat. Oh, wait, hold on. Before I do anything, let me copy. Let me copy, and then let me put the link down in the chat in the event anybody wants to come on up. There we go. There we go. So yeah, happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. What is really going on, babies? What is really going on? Hit the link. Come on and talk to me. I'm gonna wait for a few more people to come in before we start. I'm trying to get my act together over here. How is everybody doing? Okay. Yeah, but I was like, but you know what? But you did bring it in. And I was like, oh my God, yeah, that was an amazing referral. That was an amazing idea you gave me. So yeah, because girl, I'm telling you right now, I was tapped. Excuse me. Oh, yes. Yes, darling, on the day you were born, the world became a more sweeter, more glamorous place. And this channel got an amazing moderator, so I'm happy. I'm HAPP.I happy. Yo, I drank some soda, and it went down the wrong pipe, so I hope this doesn't bother me all night long. Yeah. Yep. All right. All right, we got some people up in here. Let me do this real fast. Let me do this. Okay. There we go. I needed this image. Real fast. And hold on, gotta save that. And we are going back. All right. I was wondering, Mr. Stevens, if you were here or not. Greetings.
I'm here.
You know what? Wait a minute. And let me tell you something. I have been checking in to see why I can't see you, or why, because Miss Yvette, during last week, she thought she was shadow banned. And I'm telling you, there's nothing on my end. I don't shadow ban nobody. So I don't know why. I do not know why you can't be seen in the chats or anything like that. But I digress. Mr. Stevens, how are you, my love?
I'm good, actually. I worked out today and I taught yoga on YouTube. I'm tired. I'm very tired. It makes me very tired after that. And I rested and I had an actually good day. And today is James Franco's birthday. I love him. Even though he's weird, I love him now. Woo! It's weird.
Wait a minute. Wait. The actor.
Yes.
The actor, yeah. Well, he had some controversy.
Yeah, that's why I said, he I think he plays a little bit too much, but then again, I don't know, but I have a feeling that he plays too much. But he is very handsome, very handsome.
No, he's very handsome. That he is very handsome indeed. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. Until proven otherwise, and wait a minute, and if I'm not mistaken, Mr. C, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, I think he was proven to have
yeah, I know.
Been a little handsy, but
but and I'll say this one thing before I go. When I heard those accusations, I thought that a lot of women were doing it to get his money because like that's just like, say for instance, if Channing Tatum is my professor. Oh, Channing Tatum touched me inappropriately or something, just to get fame. Some people will do that, but if you have like a whole bunch of women coming after you and saying that, it's a problem. That's what I think.
Well, now I'm gonna say this because, and I'm not, you know what, and I do not like discussing this on this channel. I do
Yeah.
not like discussing this on this channel, but I will say this much. Same thing happened with Representative Eric Seawall.
Yeah.
The moment he started running for governor, these accusations came out. But the man has been in politics for a while, and now that he was gaining momentum, that's when people wanted to bring all these accusations out. And I'm gonna say this: women should be heard. Women should be heard. But in America, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. But the Democratic Party, oh yeah, they want to place these people on a higher standard than they do the felon in the Oval Office. But see, this is the reason why I don't talk about this on this channel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who knows? I may start another channel because that's what Yvette was. You want to talk politics? No, girl, not on this. But
no.
But I mean, if it's something that people want to talk about, maybe I need to. I don't know. Maybe I need to start another channel. I don't know. But it is what it is. But there you go, Michael. You had a good week though, baby.
Yeah, I had a wonderful week.
All right. Well, you're about to have another one, so stay tuned. All right. You're about to have another.
All right. Thanks.
All right. And then we got Sal up in here. Greetings, Sal E. All right. So before we get into anything, let me tell you. Hold on. That right there. Before we get into anything tonight, I need you to understand that the energy that we're sitting in tonight, Sunday, April the 19th, in the year of our Lord 2026, babies, we are under a young crescent moon. This is a reset phase. This is a planting phase. This is a beginning phase. And this moon is aligned with Venus. And that's that's attraction energy. That's magnetism. That's manifestation energy. This is not your regular night. And this is what I would call a manifestation night. So I'm asking you right now, what are you wishing for? Not thinking about, not delaying, but what are you actually calling in right now? Because tonight is not about overthinking your life. It's about setting an intention. It's about writing it down. It's about speaking on it. It's about locking it in. There's a collective current going on right now, a field of energy that's moving through everything right now. Call it what you want. But it feels like, the best way I can say it feels like a vortex of aligned intention. It feels like a vortex of aligned attention. So before we go any further, if you care to, drop your wish in the comments. And the reason why I say that, to drop it, is because you're actually writing what you want, and now you're putting it in motion. All right? With all that being said, let me say this right now. Right now, today, this moment, this is your real new year. There it is. This is your real new year. Spring isn't just a season. It's a reset. If, on January the 1st or December 31st, if your resolution didn't stick, this is why. And how to finally change that. I'm going to break down the real reason people stay stuck and the exact mindset shift and practical steps to move differently starting today. So, yeah, So wait a minute, before we do anything else, let me take a look. Let me take a look and see what people, let me see what the peoples are saying right now. Let me see what the peoples are saying right now. Oh, wait, I can't get back. There we go. There we go. Greeting, Jolie. Yvette, again, writing that down, baby, that right there, that was your first move into manifestation. And what it is, what I'm saying right now is that you've got to be the change that you want to see in your life. You all have got to be that change. And how that happens is that it happens the moment you decide that this what you want right now, what you have right now is no longer good enough. It happens when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And there's this I don't want to say it, there's always this feeling. Wait a minute. Alignment. Yes, it is. Yes, you did, Wade. You did it. You said it plain. When you wake up in the morning and you are feeling this disconnection, or you're feeling this dissatisfaction, that right there, that is your spirit saying to you that you were meant for more. Okay? And like I said, we got hoodwinked into thinking that January the 1st was when we were supposed to do these resolutions. And that's what the calendar told you to do. But see, we're talking about a total reset. And because spring doesn't ask for permission to begin again, it just does it. The earth starts without any kind of hesitation. Things bloom without proof. And growth happens whether you feel ready or not. So the real question is, why are you waiting? And be honest. What are you still waiting on? This is a season about what Wade said. This is a season about alignment. And this is when the energy shifts from stillness into motion. This right here, this is going from internal to external. From what you've been thinking, what you've been feeling, what you've been quietly asking for, to now it's fixing to take form. But here's the truth. Nothing changes. Nothing changes in your outer world until you decide to shift internally. You don't attract what you want. You align with what you are. Clip that. Did you hear that? You don't attract what you want. You align with what you are. So if you are still identifying with that old version of yourself, you're going to keep recreating the same old life. You're going to keep creating that same old life. If you are ready to move differently, type alignment in the comments. That's if you're ready to move differently. Let me get going on here. A lot of people say they won't change, but their habits are loyal to their past. Your brain is wired for familiarity, not transformation. So even when something looks better is available, you feel pulled back into what's comfortable. And that's why change always feels uncomfortable. That's why growth feels unnatural at first. It's not because it's wrong, but because it's new. If you're feeling that resistance right now, ask yourself, why are you resistant? What are you waiting for? If you can feel that sense of resistance to change, ask yourself why. What are you holding on to? Now, what I'm about to tell you right now, this is where most people lose the plot. This is why resolutions fail. It's not because you are lazy. It's not because you don't want it bad enough. It's because we try to change our life without changing our identity. Clip that. It's because we try to change our life without changing our identity, and that is why our resolutions do not come into fruition. We set our goals based on our outcomes, but we never rebuild the system behind those outcomes. Those systems, they rely on motivation, and motivation is inconsistent. And most of the times, we aim too big, too fast. So our brains register that as a threat instead of progress. And the moment feels overwhelming, we fall back into what feels safe. Familiar patterns, they will always win against undefined change. So right now, let me ask you something. And everything that I just said, what hit you? And be real. Was it the motivation? Were you overwhelmed? Is it your habits? You be real with yourself. You could put in the comments, but I just need you to be real with yourselves. Emotionally, this is where people get stuck because change requires us to release something. Change requires us to release a mindset, a pattern, a version of ourselves that once felt safe. And yeah, there's grief in that. In order for us to evolve, we've got to leave behind that beautiful corpse that we knew. And that's how we evolve, when we're ready to let that go. But don't confuse emotional discomfort with being on the wrong path. Sometimes feeling uncertain is the clearest sign that you're finally doing something different. And if at any point you're not in that in-between space, that means that you've not progressed. That means that you've not stepped out of your comfort zone. So when I say be the change, I'm not talking about something external. I'm talking about your identity. Move like the person you're trying to become. Think like that person that you're trying to become. Decide like that person that you are trying to become before you see the results. Because then you got to ask yourself, who are you becoming? Let me take a minute. Mrs. Sparza said, habits are hard for me to break. I'm working on being able to follow through with change. All right. And let me address that. And let me address that, Miss Yvette. And the thing is, darling, is that consistency is everything. And like I said, consistency is going to falter. But if you've got that mindset, you know what? Let me save that, because I'm you know what? I got something else that's cooking in my brain. So let me get back to that, Yvette, but don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Because I'm going to try right now. I'm going to try to make this shit practical. Change isn't just a mindset. It is a method. And here's how you actually follow through. Start with something so small. Start with something small enough that you can't avoid it. Not a full transformation, just a shift. Instead of I'm changing my whole life, ask what would the next level version of you do today? And make it simple. That next level version of you, what action would that version of you take? What decision would that next level version of you make? What one promise of that next level of you, of the version you want, what one promise would you keep to yourself? We're going to come to what Miss Yvette said about the consistency, working on being able to follow through. It's got to be, we're going to build consistency over intensity. You don't need to do everything. You need to do something repeatedly, because that repetition is going to rewire your identity. Every time you show up for yourself, even in a small way, you're casting a vote for who you are becoming. Then remove the friction. If it's too complicated, you won't stick to it. So make it easier to do the new habit. Make it easier to do the new habit than to fall back into the old one. Set your environment around you to support you, not sabotage you. So here's the next question. What is the one thing you can make easier for yourself starting today? Oh, and then one more important thing. Oh, terabytes. Here's the real important thing. Detach yourself from perfection. Because one missed day doesn't break the process. But the mindset of, if I messed up, so I might as well call it quit, now that's going to mess up your progress. Consistency isn't always about being flawless. It's about returning again and again and again. If you're committed to yourself, if you're committed to returning yourself, no matter what you do, put in the chat. Type I return. Because the truth is, you don't wait for your life to change to become a new version of yourself. To become a new version of yourself, your life has no choice but to follow you. So if you've been waiting for a sign, here's your sign. Spring has already started, and life is already saying yes. And the only question left is, are you ready to meet it there? And we're going to end with this affirmation. Give me a second, y'all, because I want to think of a good one. Here we go. Here we go. Here's your affirmation. I am no longer waiting for the right moment. I am the moment. I move, I choose, and I become right now. That is your affirmation. I gotta wait for the transcripts because that just came off my dome. And I listen. I was speaking to Miss Yvette, and I have been pulling away from some prayers. So with that being said, I'm going to close this off, and we're going to do a prayer. So take a breath, get into your body. Whew. Settle in. Hold on for a second. What's this? What'd she say? I'm no longer waiting. I know that's right, Miss Yvette. I know that's right. She is no longer waiting, baby. Miss Yvette says the moment is right now. All right, y'all. Get into your body. We're going to say the word. Here we go. There is one presence, one power, one infinite intelligence moving through all of life. And we are one with it now. We recognize that this is a season of renewal, a divine unfolding, a sacred beginning that has already been blessed. We release the weight of past delays, of old habits, and limited thinking. We do not look back. We align forward. The vision within us is not random. It was planted with purpose. So we trust it. We honor it. We move with it. Divine intelligence watches our steps. It clarifies our minds, and it strengthens our discipline. Where there is confusion, there is now clarity. Where there was hesitation, there is now movement. Where there was doubt, there is deep inner knowing. We are supported in our becoming. We are resourced in our growth. We are steady in our execution. And every action we take is guided. Every step we make is aligned. And every day we show up, we move closer to fulfillment. We do not force, we flow. We do not chase, we embody. And because we embody it, it manifests. So for this brand new work cycle, purpose and intention is blessed. This new work cycle is going to be fruitful. It is going to be successful. And we fully accept it right now. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. All right. Where is my media assets? Let me get back up. There we go. How we feeling after that, everybody? We good? Oh, my pleasure, Miss Yvette. My pleasure. Girl, you was the one that helped me. You was the one that helped me. Nobody? Nobody got anything they want to talk about? I am, you guys, with everything that I got going on personally, I'm doing the best I can, to keep the content going and what have you. And, yeah. Hold on. There's the link if anyone wants to come on up. Sal lit a candle, but y'all don't leave Sal with fire. Okay. Don't leave Sal with fire. Do not leave him unsupervised. I really like that. Thank you, Miss Yvette. Thank you. Wayne. So in all honesty, you guys, let me say something to y'all. I know that in the past I would do it, and I started questioning myself because I thought it was getting too guru-ish. You know what I'm saying? And that's not. I want to talk to people. I don't want to. I don't want to come off like as a preacher or anything like that. But with me, being non-denominational and what have you, those prayers that come up, they were something that was easier for me to work with. So I figured if it was easier for me to work with, I figured other people would be able to work with them too. So, and that's why I did them. So, I didn't want to come off too preachy. So that's why I stopped them. But y'all, that is tonight's live. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, I did that. Okay, I did that. Nobody always appreciate. Oh, thank you, Miss Yvette. And I always appreciate, baby. Yes, mod extraordinaire. Girl, you first saw me, and I appreciate that, baby. And I appreciate that. So, with all that being said, y'all, thank you so much for joining me, Mr. Michaels, Wade, Sal, Joey. Wait, Jolie. Yeah, Jolie. Jolie was here. Miss Yvette. Happy birthday, Miss Yvette. If I don't see you, if I missed anybody, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Y'all, make this 5-day work cycle last. We are under a crescent moon. Write down your manifestations. Follow what it is that you want. Focus. Let go of the shit that is no longer working for you. And you got to be very honest with yourself. You got to be very, very honest with yourself. Are you attached to it because it's all that you know? Are you afraid of trying something new? Be honest with yourself. Okay? So there you go. All right, y'all. Remember your assignment. Your assignment is your alignment. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, I'll drop something tomorrow, okay? And yes, Miss Yvette, yes. Show me how good it can be. All right. All right. There you go. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. You have a great evening. Good night.